Okay, pay attention to this. This is sea monsters on medieval and Renaissance maps. This is the Library of Congress, a special presentation about this in 2013. They're just seeing it as sort of a novelty. Well, I'm seeing it as sort of a reality. Okay, sea monsters apparently were real. They're starting to wash up on the beaches, but in the ancient maps they had lots of them, and I think I know why. It was because of the flood that killed all the giant creatures, and these were nothing more than parasites. And when the giant creatures no longer could provide for them, they started attacking ships and things. And then they went basically extinct. These are just tiny little things. The creatures I'm talking about wouldn't even have any idea those were alive inside of them or crawling on them. They would never even know that. All right, this is from my good friend Greg Morrison. He's down in the southern part of the United States, East Coast area. And here is Quetzalcoatl with the feathers, just like it's showing, and his beard sticking down, just like it's showing, and he's eating the guy. I don't know if he's eating the guy there or not, but who knows? Could be. Now, there's another one here. You see that? That's a feather on the side of the road that he found. It's as big as this road here. And he brought me back a piece. And it broke, I think he broke it right off of here, possibly. But here is the piece. And that's the thickness of the feather. There's the top. It looks like a turkey feather. All right, and oh, there's the bottom. You see that? Or vice versa, one way or the other. But that's the thickness of the feather. And that's the color of the feather. It sure looks like it to me. So they were different sizes. That's not as big as the one of Quetzalcoatl, obviously. This may be a little chick or something. They had maps that showed every kind of sea creature you could possibly imagine. Unbelievably huge things, attacking ships. You see this green thing here? That's the dragon in the desert. That's the one in the desert. Now I have another map that shows it much clearer. But there was sea monsters all over the earth. And the reason that all these little tiny monsters showed up, which were good-sized monsters, but they were, I believe, parasites living inside the bodies of these creatures or on them, that they didn't even know they were there because they were so big. See this? Something just washed up almost identical to that. It had all these flares all over. Now, when these creatures originally died, they were literally 1,000 miles long. These could have easily been living in there, and all of a sudden they had no good food source except for maybe some ships. All right, now consider this. Give it good consideration. Don't just blow this off quick. Many people and animals have parasites living within them right now. You don't even know they're there. They just live within you. They're tiny compared to you. Now, if a dragon ran all the way across North Africa, over 1,000 miles long, how big would the parasite be that would be inside of him that he even know was there, or even on top of him? It wouldn't know. It'd be a quarter of a mile long, wouldn't even know. It'd be certainly big enough to swallow a ship. Now, I believe when all these giant creatures died, and I think they mostly died during this event when Venus almost hit Earth, because it said it boiled the oceans and boiled the waters, and virtually everything large was cooked. And I believe that might, although it looks like the dragon had his throat slashed, and here is the slash of his throat. I mean, it's here. And I'd say that Atlantis was right underneath, and that sure looks like a happy-looking place to me, Atlantis. And the boats are coming into it. So at one time, I believe Atlantis was there. Here's the Red Sea. All right, and there is all kinds of things going on here. Look at this stuff going on. And I don't know what anything says, but there's all kinds of things happening here. And here's a monster. I just saw a sea monster here somewhere. There's this thing here. And I imagine, here's another sea monster here. Another one over here. Now, are they sea monsters? They just fish. I don't know. But there was sea monsters wrapping around giant boats and everything else. Now, let me rotate this around so we're upside down. Because there's other ones over here. Where is it? Anytime you see something like this, you got something going on. You don't know exactly what it is, but the dragons I do understand now. Well, I'm upside down. I don't know where I'm going. Oh yeah, this is where it was all happening out here. Look at this. Now, you see these things here? I don't know if that's a border of countries or if that's where dragons were or what's going on there. But I can tell you there's some serious, maybe this is a road they put through there. I have no idea. But there certainly could be a lot of people looking into this. It's very, very well written about here. Somebody wrote some stuff on here. They're showing all kinds of people looking at, it looks like the Christ figure. Somebody put a lot of work into this, I can tell you that. Look at this. This is Iceland. Now look at the creatures here. Look at these things. They even have them C, D, E, and they have them somewhere. They must tell what they are. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I think this was a giant creature of some sort, and these are the parasites that lived longer than most because it was in a cold environment, Iceland. But they eventually died off. That's why the big ones, which would be absolutely gigantic to us, they were just little parasites to these things. If you're a whole country or a whole top of North Africa, something that was, like I said, a quarter of a mile long, you wouldn't even know it was there. Have no idea.